Stephen Levy, The Perfect Thing, How the iPod Shuffles Commerce, Culture, and Coolness. Embark on a fascinating exploration of how Apple's iPod, under the visionary leadership of Steve Jobs, reshaped the world of music and technology. In this book summary of The Perfect Thing, How the iPod Shuffles Commerce, Culture, and Coolness by Stephen Levy, you will discover how the humble iPod transformed Apple, dominated the portable music player market, and revolutionized the music industry. This comprehensive summary delves into the unique blend of design, functionality, and branding that made the iPod a cultural phenomenon. Get ready for a thrilling journey featuring influential record companies, legal battles, and innovative entrepreneurs while uncovering the secret sauce that defines coolness in the captivating world of technology.
The Unforeseen Triumph of the iPod. In 2001, Apple launched the iPod intending to enhance its Mac product. Little did they know that it would redefine the music industry and become a revolutionary force. Despite its launch timing, shortly after the September 11 attacks, the iPod team pushed on and brought joy to millions. By 2005, the device had gained a 75% market share in the music player industry, and Apple's stock prices soared. The success of the iPod resulted in a spike in the sale of Mac computers and allowed Apple to control the portable music player market almost entirely. The revolutionary device impacted not only the music business, but also the strategies people use to purchase songs. With the iPod, Apple had unexpectedly paved the way for a new era of music consumption, and its achievements undoubtedly changed the course of tech history. The revolution of MP3 and digital music. In the early days of music digitization, German computer scientists created a three-layer code/decode standard for compressing music, with MP3 as the slowest layer. It took 10 years for the MP3 to radically change the music world. However, the record companies sued the Rio PMP300, a portable digital player capable of playing an hour's worth of MP3 songs. Despite potentially using MP3 to assess the market, promote new artists, and increase album sales, the record labels were closed-minded and resisted change. As MP3 technology grew, Michael Robertson launched MP3.com, offering a non-exclusive basis for bands and adhering to copyright laws. Ultimately, the record companies sued, causing Robertson to sell MP3.com for $400 million. In contrast, Napster used peer-to-peer technology to share music files on hard drives. Despite its popularity and ability to promote unknown songs and musicians, Napster still lost the lawsuit due to database tracking issues. In 2002, Steve Jobs decided to create an online store that collaborates with the Big Five music labels, leading to the formation of the software genesis of iTunes. Apple worked with SoundJam to develop the store and got all 5 major record companies to participate by agreeing to certain rules. The success of the iTunes Store proved that music buying was no longer linear, as consumers didn't have to buy a CD package, but instead downloaded individual songs for 99 cents each. Apple's flat fee undermined the label's ability to charge various rates for different music. Despite not initially planning to go into the music business, Apple inevitably revolutionized it with the introduction of the iPod and iTunes. The birth of iPod. The iPod wasn't Apple's idea. It originated from DEC's personal jukebox developed by a team of scientists, but its sale failed due to hefty price and design flaws. Apple wanted a better Mac-compatible device for music playback and hired engineer Anthony Michael Fidel to design an excellent MP3 player that could fit in the pocket. Fidel's team focused on engineering, Jeff Robbins' team on software, and Jonathan Ives' team on the external design of the iPod. Despite the secrecy surrounding its development plan, outside contractors were also involved in the project. The result was an iconic gadget that took Apple fans by storm, despite initial skepticism towards its market success. The iPod became the mainstream music player that revolutionized the music industry with its stylish design, portability, huge storage capacity, and the easy-to-use iTunes software. The Science of Coolness. Yossi Vardi, the godfather of the Israeli.com movement, conducted 3 years of research to find what made something cool but found no magic formula. Steve Jobs focused on branding Apple as a company that produced cool gear for people who think differently. The iPod's sleek, unique design and packaging contribute to its coolness, which is also evident in its emotional connection with its users. Apple's design team headed by Jobs' Nive was detail-oriented, emphasizing function as much as aesthetics. The iPod's first commercial emphasized its portability and simplicity, while the famous silhouette ads debuted in 2003. The iPod became a symbol of coolness and a cultural phenomenon that transcended product placement or ad campaigns. The rise of podcasting. The book's summary talks about how podcasting replaced CB radios as the people's broadcasting, and how it revolutionized the way people viewed television and listened to music. The iPod, with its online stores like Audible and innovative entrepreneurs, provided a personal experience beyond mere listening. The summary explains how podcasting wasn't the first use of the internet for broadcasting, but it caught on fast with Apple releasing iTunes with podcasting built in 2005. Apple had not only changed music, but they had also changed the technological landscape of how people viewed television on iPod's small screen. The impact of podcasting may or may not last, but it has already made a bigger impact than the CB radio because of its flexible and fungible capabilities. The power of playlists. Music playlists have become a new way of measuring one's coolness and social status. In today's culture, people judge others not by their clothing, but by their playlist. Playlists have the power to influence and shape our musical interests, and even our relationships. Celebrities' playlists are frequently analyzed, including the US president. Playlists not only allow us to share our music preferences with others, but also to expand our musical horizons. Some people even swap playlists with friends in hopes of gaining new favorites and getting closer to them. Overall, playlists have become an influential part of modern social culture. The aggressiveness of Steve Jobs. Former Apple employees acknowledge the immense difficulty of working with Steve Jobs, but they also recognize that without his aggressiveness, Apple would not have launched its most innovative products. Jobs launched the iMac during a downturn in the technology market, and despite the $25 million loss in the 2001 dot-com crash, he continued to invest in further innovation. Initially only available on Macs, Jobs created a switcher campaign to entice Windows users to switch to the Macintosh. While he initially resisted the idea of creating a Windows-compatible iPod, he eventually relented, and Apple's reputation for producing easy-to-use and sleek technology endured. This aggressiveness placed Apple ahead of Dell in market capitalization by $1 million in 2006.
As this riveting book summary elucidates, the remarkable story of the iPod exemplifies the extraordinary power of innovation, leadership, and adaptability. The revolutionary portable music player played an instrumental role in Apple's growth, changing the company's direction by conquering the music industry with its blend of chic design, ease of use, and sophisticated branding. The iPod's tale serves as an inspiring lesson that transcends the technology industry, emphasizing the importance of attention to detail, perseverance, and boldness in the face of challenges. Its influence on modern culture is undeniably astounding, forever altering the way people consume music, view technology, and, ultimately, define coolness.